Hey everybody, this is Brenda with BB's RNY Journey. I am, oh goodness, 5 days into my liquid diet. I'm down 6 pounds since I started it. I did have 2 nights that were planned already months ago to go out with friends. We did a haunted jail in Blackford County and stayed the night. So while there, I did have a few potato chips, some Italian beef, which is I'm allowed as long as it's not fatty, and I had carrots and tomatoes that I brought along, as well as a piece of my puffer pie, which is not allowed, but I kind of planned for it. And I did start my liquid diet 2 days earlier than I was supposed to. So I'm actually on day 8, but I did have my 2 cheat nights. And then the other one was we went to a hibachi Japanese restaurant and I ordered chicken and shrimp and had the vegetables. I had a few bites of the rice, but not nearly what I would have had before. But overall, I did not gain any weight from either of those days. They were pre planned, and I watched what I ate before I would have just stuffed myself. But I am keeping it in mind that I do need to shrink the liver. So, Saturday's night to the Japanese restaurant was the last time that we are going to go out until long after surgery, I'm sure. Um, so, last night I made very lean hamburger and made taco meat out of it. And then I just had a giant plate of mixed, like, spring greens and spinach. Put the taco meat on there. And then I added some homemade pico de gallo and some salsa. So it was very low calorie, it was very low fat, and it was just exactly what I was supposed to be eating. My plan calls for 4 shakes a day, and for dinner, I can either choose a shake, which would make it 5 shakes for the day, or I can have a lean meat and vegetable dinner. So that's what the taco salad covered, was the lean meat and vegetable dinner. Tonight, so far, I added my vanilla Nutrimed to some instant decaf coffee and didn't have to add any other sweeteners because there was plenty in there. I just made my coffee super strong. Added it to some ice and made some iced coffee. So it's my protein shake for the morning. And then at lunchtime today, I have a ribbon cutting that I have to be at. So we are going to, and they are providing lunch. I'm not going to eat. I'm hosting, so I'm usually busy anyway, and I don't need to have a sit down food type of thing. But I've got the ribbon all made up and my giant scissors with me. Um, I'm getting excited because I think I'm 8 days away from surgery. It's today is Monday, and my surgery is not this Wednesday, but the following Wednesday. And I can see, since this all began, I've lost 20 pounds. I do see that there's some thinning of the face. Most of the 20 pounds has happened over the last 2 months. And I've heard a lot of people on Facebook groups that I'm on asking the same questions like over and over again. And it seems to come in batches. So, like, for a week or 2 weeks, you'll hear people talk about when's the next time I can drink alcohol. Well, most everything I have seen says that you should wait a year. I know it's not what anybody wants to hear, um, but you got to do what your doctor says. You've got to listen. You don't want to have ulcers popping up, and you don't want transfer addiction happening. We all, or I'm going to say the majority of us, have our own reasons, and they're emotional, for being overweight. Um, Transfer addiction is where you take your food addiction and you put it into alcohol or drugs or some other unhealthy way of life. So I am going to be very, very strict on myself that there'll be no alcohol. And that's okay because I'm not a drinker, but I am somebody who, with my family history, I think addiction is a very, very possible, and it would be easy for me to fall into that. So I'm not going to allow any alcohol for a year. I put it in my calendar that 1 year anniversary from July 28th. Doesn't mean I'm going to drink then. I don't drink much, so I may not miss it at all. um, every now and then I like some wine, or rum and coke type of thing. And that's another thing: Coke, Pepsi, caffeinated and fizzy drinks. I'm not going back to them. I gave up the caffeine months ago, and I haven't had a pop. I don't even know how long it's been since I've had a soda. I know it depends on where you're at. Pop soda. When I lived in Chicago, we never said pop because the smart Alex would, pop you. But here in Indiana, it's soda. It's pop. They're interchangeable here. Last night went swimming. That's great exercise. I'm going to be really kind of depressed while I can't swim, especially if the weather gets nice after surgery, because it's been raining here for I don't know, a month. Ridiculous. We've had nonstop rain and miserable weather for weeks now. But yesterday it was nice and I mowed the lawn. That's good exercise, work outside in your yard. It's definitely helping my weight loss, I'm sure, especially since I haven't been perfect. God, I'm saying a lot today. I guess I wasn't really prepared to talk. But surgery is only a week away, basically, a week and 2 days. So I guess 9 days. I'm scheduled for 10 a.m. in the morning, and I have to be there. I think I have to be there by 8, which is 7 o'clock my time. I live in that weird area where the time zone cuts off me from the town next to us, so it's kind of weird. And I don't think I'm going to take much to the hospital. I hear a lot of people ask, what do I take to the hospital? Well, from my understanding, you're really not going to get dressed. It's not a fashion show. You're not going to feel like putting makeup on. You are just there to heal up, to have surgery and rest. So don't overthink it, take a light robe if that's something that you think you would want to wear. But remember, you're going to have IVs in. The hospital gown is so much easier if the water that you're drinking or the Jello or whatever they're giving you comes back up. The hospital gown is so much easier to change out of than your own personal clothing. Wear to the hospital what you're going to wear home the next day, because you know what? You're only wearing it for a couple hours. It's not a big deal. Wear a very loose pair of sweats, or something very comfortable that your stomach is not going to be hurting and you're not confined in it. Just remember that this isn't about fashion for those couple days. This is just about feeling comfortable. When you get home, don't push yourself. I hear, how fast can you go back to work? Well, how much time can you take off? Me personally, I have a desk job for the most part. There are, I do ribbon cuttings and I do festivals, and there's things that I do outside of my desk job. But my timing is perfect because we just finished our week at the 4-H County Fair, which was strenuous. And we haven't started our next festival, which is in Hamlet, the Yellowstone Trail Festival. So between those two, I'm having surgery, and there'll be 2 full weeks before I have to do, I think we're doing snow cones at, my thingy's falling off, at the next festival. I'm between haircuts. Ignore this. It's a mess. So I've already warned my board of directors that I'm not going to be able to lift. So like our snow cone machine it's pretty big. It's pretty heavy. But I'm not going to be the one carrying it. The ice, I'm not going to be able to be the one to carry it because I just need to listen to the doctor. And at first, my weight limit is going to be 10 pounds. That's like a gallon of milk. I mean, a gallon of milk is 8 pounds and 6 ounces or something. That's about all you're going to be able to lift. So don't rush yourself if you can take the time off. I'm going to work from home the 2 weeks after. I'll probably take a full week off and then work from home the week after, and then I'll be back in the office after that. Which is cool. You know, that should be fine for me and what I do. Another thing that I hear people ask is, well, when can I eat this and when can I eat that? And, you know, nobody else could tell you. Your pouch is going to tell you. It's your surgeon's going to give you an idea of when you can start trying, but you're going to introduce foods very slowly. My understanding is the best thing to do, because a lot of people become lactose intolerant after this surgery and they're super gassy. So test that. Test adding milk or adding yogurt one at a time and see how your body reacts. If all of a sudden you're gassing out your family, maybe you need to go to Lactaid. You gotta do what's best for you. You've got to go slow. And mainly, I'm recording this video to tell myself what to do, because I tend to not always listen to other people, but I'm trying and I'm nervous and there's a lot to remember. But I think we're all going to be okay. So just, if you're watching this, you're probably planning on having bariatric surgery. I know as I've been going, I've probably watched hundreds of videos, and I prefer the shorter ones, like, 10 to 15 minutes, or even a 5-minute. Just tell me what it is. Tell me what works. Another question I hear all the time is, I'm at 3 weeks and I'm not losing weight. I'm at a stall. No, you're just healing. It's going to take some time. We didn't get fat overnight. It's going to take a minute for that weight to drop off. Around 3 weeks, and it could be give or take, everything that I have read and everything that I have seen online, most people stall at that time. It is your body healing and catching up with where you're at. So when you hit the 3-week mark, the surgery didn't fail. Just keep doing what you're doing. Don't freak out. If you're in a lot of pain, if you're constantly throwing up, and I'm not saying just a dumping syndrome. If you're constantly in pain and you're constantly throwing up, if you have a fever, if you have anything like that, it could mean an infection, it could mean a stricture. You need to contact your doctor. Don't talk to Facebook. Facebook is not your doctor. Contact your surgeon's office and ask them what you should do. So I'm going to get off of here. I've got a lot to do today. I just wanted to give you an update on how my liquid diet is going. It's going pretty well. They're not my favorite shakes by any means at all, but they're doable. I'm going to miss straws. That sucks. But again, do what they say, at least for a while. Do what they say until you're comfortable with your new tool. Tonight's dinner is going to be the most expensive chicken dinner I've ever had in my life. My husband bought a chicken from the 4-H fair. He likes to support the kids, and it was $150 for this chicken. I don't even know how to react to that. When he told me, I'm like, really? Okay. So we're going to have a $150 chicken dinner tonight, and I'm going to roast it so that I can eat it as well. And I'm going to pair it with a salad with a low-fat Walden Farms Thousand Island dressing. It's not my favorite, but it's 0 calories, and I'm allowed it. Another thing that you could have is a balsamic vinegar type of dressing. I'm not a fan of balsamic vinegar, so I'll just stick with the Walden Farms because I don't like that at all. I'll probably have some cucumber and tomato to go along with it. So I'm going to hit a farmer stand around here and see what I can pick up. But that's my plan. Doing my shakes, drinking my water, and I'm wishing everybody the best. So good luck, and I will talk to you soon. I'll give you an update and let you know how much I lose before surgery, and then I'm sure I'll talk again after surgery. So bye.